Yo, did you see this week's episode of The Flash? Because, oh my god, it was crazy. There's really only 3 things I want to cover in today's review, but I have a few honorable mentions. First one being, Zoom, you crazy, bro. 2 being freaking Cisco and his brother hugging it out. Aww. And 3, Iris confessing her love to Barry. Get that shit out of here. Down with Iris, Team Patty. Yeah, Team Patty, still loyal, baby. To be honest, I don't have anything against Iris. I just really liked Patty, but I think it's just too soon for the Barry Iris whole, like, love. Seriously, can we just wait till the end of season 3, maybe season 4? Let's get a little closer to 2020 when they're actually gonna be married and he's gonna disappear into the Time Force or whatever. Speed Force! I always say Time Force. I just think it's too soon. Imagine if The Flash goes on for 10 seasons. You're gonna have the Iris-Barry love relationship for 8 seasons? That's a lot. The first big thing I want to talk about is, did I not just call it on last week's episode that Wally and Jesse would get their powers from the particle accelerator explosion? Play the clip. Now we know Harrison Wells is gonna recreate a freaking particle accelerator explosion on next week's episode. What if freaking Wally and Jesse are in the vicinity of this explosion and that is how they get their powers? That's right. That's right. That's right. Granted, I know some of you are gonna be like, well, they didn't really get their powers. Duh, but look, they got hit by the particle accelerator and that's how they're going to get their powers, and that's what I was talking about. I didn't say they were gonna start speeding around and be like, let's go fight Zoom! Barry needed time to develop his powers, and Wally and Jesse are gonna need time to develop theirs, but they have a teacher in Barry that's gonna speed up their process. More than likely in season 3 is when we'll start seeing Jesse and Wally start having powers, because there's only 3 episodes left in this season, and I don't think they're just gonna get their powers and be like, let's go help you fight Zoom! Something the Flash could do on the final episode of the season is they could tease us about Wally and Jesse by showing them have lightning in their eyes or something at the end of the episode. You're gonna be like, oh, what? As much as I love the idea of Jesse and Wally helping Barry defeat Zoom, I just don't see that happening in 3 episodes. The one thing I do want to say is the Flash was really hinting at Wally and Jesse getting their powers on this episode. If you recall the conversation between Wally and Joe, you know that Wally was talking about if he didn't really know if he wanted to be an engineer anymore because he felt like there was more he could do. Joe ends up saying something along the lines, maybe you'll be able to find something where you can help people and still, you know, feel that obsession for speed you have. Something along those lines. Total Kid Flash reference. And then when Wally and Jesse are freaking trapped in that room, Wally's like, we need to get out of here and help them. And Jesse's all like, how? We don't have any powers. Man, girl, you don't even know. The second thing I want to talk about is that ending because, dude, and dudettes. Did you not think that when freaking Barry was tied up and getting electrocuted, did you not think that they were gonna freaking like show lightning in his eyes because they were like slowly zooming in on his face? So I thought they were gonna be like, you were gonna see lightning, it was going, but no, you see him freaking there and his face and skin just starts peeling off and you're like, whoa! Seriously wasn't expecting that. I thought Barry was just gonna get his powers back. Maybe Zoom was gonna show up and he was gonna be like, what's up, Zoom? Let's do this. I'm super fast now. No, that is not what happened. They freaking made Barry disappear. Everybody on the crew's all crying. Cisco comes in and he's all like, where's Barry? What? That is the freaking way you end an episode. Now, you know all those million breaks that the Flash has done? This is the time you take a break. You take a break when freaking Barry disappears. You don't show previews to the next episode. No, that's the kind of cliffhanger you do. But no, you're gonna give us an episode next week? I need time to recover, bitch! The biggest question right now is, where the hell is Barry? A lot of people would say, he's in the Speed Force, man, but we really don't know that. I mean, he could be in a pocket universe. He could be on another world. He could literally be on the same Earth 1 and be unconscious somewhere just having a dream about what's going on right now. To those who think he's stuck in the Speed Force, you gotta remember the Speed Force is an energy source. It's not a place you can go on vacation. Wherever he's stuck has to be a physical place or he's going through time. We can get all Doctor Who up in this bitch and say like maybe he's stuck in a fixed point in time because he is, it looks like, at his mother's crime scene. He could be in like a continuous loop of just that event happening in his life because that was the biggest changing factor in his life. And you hear Joe saying, you're not leaving this place. Again, we really don't know because he could be, like I said, unconscious, just dreaming about this, or he could be on another Earth. He could be a bunch of million places. I should mention that next week's episode is entitled The Runaway Dinosaur and is directed by Kevin Smith and written by the guy that wrote Thor. That kind of worries me because Thor was terrible, but this is a show and not a movie, so it might be better. Also, we better see a fucking dinosaur because you don't title something The Runaway Dinosaur and not show a damn dinosaur. Like, we're just gonna have to wait and see, but man, I just can't get over over that freaking moment where Barry's like, ah! It was awesome. And the last thing I want to talk about is something that happened like that, but man, it leaves so many questions. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, and it is that scene where Barry went to go visit his dad, and he mentions the name Jay Garrick, and his dad's like, Garrick? Oh, that was my mother's maiden name. What do you mean that was your mother's maiden name? Do you have an uncle? Is it Jay Garrick? Do you have a grandpa that's named Jay Garrick? Henry Allen, man, you just gave me a million questions, and I need answers right now. Seriously, guys, what does this mean? Since I saw the episode, I'm just like, what, Jay Garrick? I was like, how does that, where does it make sense? How is it gonna, like, it is just blowing my mind right now because, like, everything else that I've called before, I usually have a clear path and I pick it up like that, and I'm just like, right now, I'm just like, whoa, 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 so many questions, I need to find this, I need to find this street. The simplest way that I can kind of connect the dots is that on some Earth, I don't think it's Earth 1, maybe Earth 2 or another Earth, freaking Barry's dad, Henry Allen's uncle or grandfather is Jay Garrick. I know some of you out there are like, there could be a million Jay Garricks in the world. Why would it have to be his grandfather? Yes, of course there could be a million Jay Garricks, but why would they drop that little bit of information if it didn't have some significant meaning? If you got that idea in your brain that it's the old school Flash from the 90s, no, that Flash was named Barry Allen as well. And I don't think they'll change that Flash's name to Jay Garrick just for the sake of this show, because remember, we saw him in the freaking time vortex thingy, and I think we're eventually gonna see him on this show at some point. I think he's a Flash from another world. Just like we saw Supergirl in that same scene, and she was on another world. I'm seriously trying to think about everything. What if Iron Mask Man is actually Jay Garrick, like we've said before, but it turns out that that's Henry Allen's uncle, because he would be really old if it's his grandfather. So I'm thinking maybe it's his uncle that's Jay Garrick, because remember, freaking how did they get the Jay Garrick suit, and why did that guy tap Jay if we've never met a Jay Garrick? My brain is all over the place right now, guys, with this, because I'm trying to find the clear connection between everything, because it's what I like to do. You know, I want to know what you think. What did you think of Wally and Jesse getting their powers? How did you react to freaking Barry getting torn apart? And what is the significance of Garrick being tied to Henry Allen? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Guys and gals, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your Earth 1 buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, guys, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time.